Hey everyone, welcome back. This is our second interview of the day for Cool Tools. And this is Lori Alley. And Lori's cool tool that she wants to share is Google Keep. So we are super excited to hear about Google Keep. I'm not that familiar with it. So I'm really I got my pen here. I'm ready to take some notes about you telling me why I need to use Google Keep. So I'm going to pass it to you. So tell me this. What do you love about Google Keep?
Okay, I'll preface this with saying I'm super techie and I have a lot of things I like to use. And so when one of the leaders in a business I'm with suggested this strongly that she loved Google Keep, I was like, yeah. So I went and looked at it and it was very simple interface. And I thought, oh, I don't really need this. I have so many other things that do this kind of stuff. But I came back like 6 months later for some reason, and I looked at it again, and my business had changed a little bit. And so I have fallen in love with it for very simple reasons. And I think it's great because it's easy to use. So number one, one thing I really love about it is it syncs with your phone and your computer, which is awesome. The second one is if you have your Google Calendar, if you use Google Calendar and you have it open, there's a little keep button. If you click on it, it pops open on the right-hand side of your calendar. So if you have notes or you want to copy something from your calendar to keep, it's like immediate. It's so simple. I just did an update and now you can actually record voice notes in Google Keep, like from on your phone. And when you do that, it gives you, it'll translate it or translate it. It'll translate it if you speak really strange right now. It will transcribe it for you. So it'll do it like your voice texting, but then it will also give you the voice recording in the same little keep note. So you have like a backup if you totally messed it up or whatever. Another thing I love about it is you can share a note with someone else and you can both type in it and edit it. So if you are working with a leader or you're working with someone else in your team for anything or personal. So when this summer we figured this out because we went camping and my husband and I, he has his list of camping necessities and I have my list of camping necessities, but they both need to be purchased. So we had a running shopping list. So if one of us bought something, we just checked it off and there's little check boxes. And when you check it off, it puts a line through it.
That is smart.
Super cool. And so we just and it synced with our phones. And so we would go to the store and check off what we had purchased. And then the other person knew not to go get that same stuff. But I've also, so you can do it kind of in bullet point form, or you can add with one click, make them all check boxes. So you can just check things off as you go and it doesn't delete them. It just puts a line through it and bops it to the bottom of your little list in your note. So there's a whole bunch of different,
right?
What was that?
You're going to show us all this, right?
Yes, I will.
Awesome.
But it's super easy. And you can also color code each note separately. So if you have different things going on, either different businesses or if you have family and business or whatever, you can color code things as well. So it's pretty sweet. And the best thing is it's so simple to use. So even if you're not super tech savvy, it's not a hard app to use at all. So those are some.
I am hyper organized, so that makes me so excited.
Yeah, it reminds me of Trello in some ways, in the sense of colors and boxes. I know you love Trello, so I just totally got Melanie hooked just by saying that.
I know. I'm going to check out this Google Keep. Totally.
All right.
So if you want to go ahead and screen share, and while you're screen sharing, I just want to do a disclaimer, and I'm going to do it on every single video. And the disclaimer is these are opinions of Lori. And so this is what she loves for her business. We're not saying that one tool is greater than another. We're not telling you to leave the tools that you are currently using. This is just all about sharing great ideas and how Lori uses it in her business. So I'm going to turn off my screen share so I'm not floating while you're talking. And then I will come back when you're done.
All right. So I want to keep this very simple because I don't want to overwhelm you guys with too much. But I just want to tell you, so a couple of things that I have used this for, and I do use this for every single month. So number one, if you take a note, and literally taking a note on your computer, let me back up. We tried to get my phone to screen share with you guys today so I could show you how it looks on your phone and your computer. and Zoom is not allowing that this morning. So
yeah, it didn't work.
It did not work. We tried, we went out, we came back in, everything, it did not work. So you can play with it on your phone. It's just a little bit different, just like anything else. It's got the different, look to it because it's mobile, but the same things apply. The voice note only works on your phone that I've seen so far. So that's the only difference. But I just want to point a few things out. First of all, if you're on your phone, it's keep.google.com, or if you're in your calendar and you type, or in your email, you type on those 9 dots, you can scroll down and find Google Keep right here. It looks like a yellow square with a light bulb in it. It's very simple to start taking a note. You literally just click on the note box and start typing. So I could type in test note, and then I can title it Super Test Notes. I know that's really dumb, but if I do that, it's going to drop down into my regular notes down here, and in the first spot down here on the bottom, you can see it kind of drops in. However, if I go here on the top right and I click on this little pin, it pops it up to my pinned notes. Woohoo! So my pinned notes are the first ones I see when I come in. So this is all of the things I would use. I want to remember or need right away, or something I use all the time. For instance, if you have links that you share in your business every month and they switch every month and you don't want to have to remember them all, but they're ones that you share in a group, you can put them in a section in a note like this, and then you could just copy and paste them easily from your phone or from your computer.
Nice.
Yes, I love it. And as you can see, I have things color coded. So if you have hashtags you use all the time, again, make it a note. Then you can just press and hold, or whatever it is your phone allows you to do, and copy and paste that set of hashtags into your thing that you normally post on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. If there's a message you have that you send out to all new people, etc. There's just so many different things you can use. But let's just say I wanted to change the color of my super test notes on my computer. As you can see, if I hover over this note, it shows me some options. So I can remind myself by clicking a reminder for later today. I can pick a date and time. I can pick a place. I can add a location to this reminder. So if you had an appointment and an address, you could do that. Now, I would probably put that in my calendar, knowing me, but it's an option in here, and it's a great option. So the next one over is add a collaborator, and that's the one where you can add a team member to your note, and you can both see it and edit it.
And they have to have a Google account?
That is a great question. I believe they do.
I thought you had to have Google account to use any of the Google.
I believe you do. Yeah. I haven't used it with anyone who doesn't have Google, so I haven't tested that. Okay. But that would be logical. Because it's all connected with Google.
Right.
Yep. But if your business has a business email, and because we use it at STEP. So if your business has a business email, but it's through Google, because it's a business account through Google, right, even though it's not an @Gmail address, it's still a Google, so you could still use it. And then here, if you hover, you can pick a color. So if I wanted this one to be pink, I could just click on pink. They don't give you a ton of options, but it's plenty enough to organize things by color. You can add a photo. So this is a great way. I have used this, as you can see down here. If you have something your company posts that's a great photo with some text, and you're like, oh, I want to remember to do that later, you could add the photo, copy their text in there, like as something that you want to remember to post later, and just put it in there. And if you want to remind yourself, put an alert on it. Like, I want to post this on this day, remind myself. Now, obviously, if you've been taking Melanie's training, you can schedule posts on Facebook or anywhere else. But
somebody who's going to train on that this week, tomorrow. So awesome. You do that as their tool.
Very cool. It's super powerful. Definitely be here for that one. But as you know, you can do that. So it's just up to you how you use it. But what I'm saying is there is a ton of stuff in here, options that you could use this for. And your imagination really could take you anywhere with that. You can archive a note. So if you don't need it, but you don't want to delete it. And then with your more button, you can delete it, add a label, add a drawing. So you can, on your phone, you can actually or I guess on here you could draw on it, like draw a picture. Make a copy, show checkboxes. So this is where you're going to make this a list. So I'm going to show that with you. And then you can also copy to Google Docs, which is really nice too.
Nice.
Yes. So if you just took a whole bunch of notes and then you want to create a Google Doc out of it, you could do that. So for instance, this one, if I wanted to make this checkboxes, I would click on the 3 dots on the right. I always call it the magic 3 dots because it does everything, and click show checkboxes. And all of a sudden, this is a list of to-dos I can checkbox, right? So if I wanted to check this one off, I would just say I've done that, and you can see it puts a line through it. Done. It's almost as good as ripping up an index card.
Oh, that does feel so good.
And then, but it drops it to the bottom. So if it's something like, if you have a list of things you have to do every week, for instance, and it's the same list, like every Sunday you do you can check them all off, and then you can reset it just by unchecking them, and then they go back up to the top and you can start over. So it's very, very flexible that way. And I really love it. So there's just, I mean, the voice, the voice text is really cool. You can also,
we have a question on the voice text. It says, can you use the voice memo feature with the app?
Yeah, that's the only place you can use it.
Okay, good question.
Yeah, as far as I know, and I just did an update and it showed up. So I have not seen a way to do it on your computer, most likely because most people don't record on their computer. They usually do it through their Bluetooth or on their phone. But yes, it is on the app for sure.
And then we have another question. Is this free to use with your Google account?
Absolutely, 100% free. Another beautiful thing about it.
Exactly. Free is for me. I
Free,
love it.
yes. And just like I remember I was telling you on your calendar, if you just go over and click on the little Google.
Does that seriously say send streaks? Does that seriously say send streaks?
It does. It does, because my daughter challenged me. For those of you who have teenagers, you know what a streak is on Instagram. My daughter made the mistake of telling me I could never keep a streak with her. She doesn't know about putting notes and reminders in your calendar.
Oh, girl, that's funny.
So I've got this with my 15-year-old daughter. With no one else, I'm not crazy. But I have it with her. It's a bit of a challenge between us. So
with the calendar, what can you do with it?
Oh, so you can click. So for instance, if you had a list of things to do, or you wanted to sync, like you wanted to look at your calendar, okay, now I've got to add this to my little list of reminders. And obviously, it's not something I use a ton of. I have really one thing I do with it, and that is to copy a portion of my calendar to send to someone else. Okay. So that's how I use that. But it was just a cool thing that I noticed it popped up and kind of gives you, if you have your calendar, if you had a list of things you needed to do, like a to-do list, a task list, it can be right next to your calendar. And then you're just checking things off as you do them. So you're seeing your calendar like to do like the whole week. And then you've got your task list on the right for the day or for the month or whatnot. Really? And as you're going through, you can check them off.
Brilliant. Hold on, I'll come back. You're not talking to nothing. Brilliant. I was trying to look and see if there are any other questions.
Yeah, I have really fallen in love with it, especially for information I copy and paste all the time, just to save it in a super easy place on my phone.
And the fact that you can access it from all those different places, that's one of the frustrations when you work on a computer and a desktop, then you work on your laptop, and then you leave, and then you're on your phone, and you're like, oh, that is back on my laptop, at least now all in one place. Yeah. If you have a question and you want to ask it in like the next 30 seconds of Lori, I will read it to her here. Lori, totally appreciate this. Love free things.
Free is good.
All of Google tools. But I'm excited to have seen Google Keep because I hear it.
Yeah, I know. I was the same way, and I am using it almost every day now.
So it's similar to Trello, but a little bit different.
It is. And it is. Trello is very powerful. Yeah, Trello is amazing.
Having it sync with your Google products is huge. So because Google is amazing. Amazing. Okay, looks like we don't have any questions. So thank you for sharing your awesome tool with us today. And we will see you guys. I have another one at, I think it's 3. Is that right? Does that sound right? Where's my note card? 3
Google Keep, Melanie.
I know. No, I have it on my little card, so I can take it with me. I could have used it in there. We bought it 3:15, I think. Is that today? Yeah, 3:15. That's what it is. So I'm excited.
Yeah, if you guys have more questions and you think of any, just tag me in the.
Oh wait, somebody did say. Marie said it came pre-installed on my phone and I disabled it, so I just re-enabled it.
I was the same way. I'm telling you. I was so, and I just was like, oh, there's just nothing I would use this for, and now I'm totally hooked. So it's definitely a good one.
And then this one says, does the content count toward Google storage capacity?
I do not know. I know if you moved it into Google Docs, yes. I don't see anything about storage on it. But that's an excellent question. I might have to Google that. Sorry.
That was a good one. Totally wasn't a joke, but
I'm a little bit of a smart aleck, but
that turned out good. That was funny. All right. Well, thank you, Lori, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye.
Bye, guys.